You know the exact feeling. You've spent the last 3 hours painting your textbook with neon highlighters. The pages look beautiful, your notes are neatly color-coded, and as you slam the book shut, you feel completely untouchable. Then exam day arrives. The proctor slaps that crisp, blank white paper down onto your wooden desk. You read the very first question, and your mind goes entirely blank. Panic sets in. This happens because your brain tricked you. Visually recognizing a concept while reading it engages a different neural pathway than pulling that information back out of your memory from scratch. The gap between staring at information and actively retrieving it explains why you can study all night and still freeze up when it counts. Cognitive psychologists call this trap the illusion of competence. It is the false belief that because something is easy to read, it will be easy to remember later. To fix this, we need to shatter that illusion before you ever set foot in a classroom. The 11th technique in our study toolkit is specifically designed for this, the blurting method. Blurting is a high-pressure diagnostic brain dump. It forces you to test your memory raw, exposing the specific concepts you don't actually know before a grader can penalize you for them. True mastery of a subject requires ripping away the safety net of your notes and forcing yourself to retrieve the data immediately. Think of your brain like a messy tijori, or wardrobe, right before a massive Diwali cleaning session. Standing there and staring at stacks of folded clothes won't tell you what you actually own, or what pieces you've lost over the last year. The only way to take a real inventory is to grab everything, pull it off the shelves, and dump it entirely onto your bed. Your memory requires the same treatment. You have to forcefully empty your mental wardrobe onto a piece of paper to see the specific data points that are missing. Here is how the protocol works. Step 1 is the input. Read a single chapter or topic once and then forcefully close the book. No peeking. Step 2 is the blurt. Grab a blue pen and scribble everything you can remember onto a blank page as fast as possible. Forget about handwriting or formatting. Just get the data out. Step 3 is where the real learning happens. We call this the red pen of truth. Open your textbook back up, grab a red pen, and identify every detail you failed to include. The value of this exercise lies in those empty white spaces on the page, waiting to be filled with red ink. Let's look at a practical scenario. Imagine you are studying biology and trying to memorize the organs of the human digestive system. This diagram illustrates your initial blurt. You easily remembered the obvious parts, writing down mouth, stomach, and intestines in blue ink. But when you compare this list to the textbook and pull out your red pen, you realize you skipped over the esophagus and pancreas. The contrast is immediate. The bright red ink creates a map of the specific concepts your brain failed to encode. Without this visual map of errors, you would have likely wasted time rereading the chapter from the beginning. Now you know exactly which 2 organs require your attention. This shifts how you approach revision. By identifying exactly where your memory failed, you prioritize the data that hasn't been encoded yet. Those items marked in red ink become the sole priority. The next time you sit down to review, you bypass the mouth and stomach. Rereading the blue ink material gives you 0 return on your time investment. Focusing your energy on those red ink gaps yields immediate, measurable progress. The blurting method makes studying much more efficient by focusing on specific knowledge gaps rather than general review. To maximize this technique, set a strict 3-minute timer on your phone when you start your blue pen blurt. The ticking clock creates artificial stress. It forces your neurons to retrieve data while your heart rate is slightly elevated, mimicking the physical pressure of a real testing environment. If you regularly practice pulling facts from your memory while under the gun, exam day anxiety loses its power. Stop guessing if you know the material and start proving it to yourself on the page. Academic confidence comes from repeatedly surviving the messy reality of the blank page rather than reviewing highlighted notes.